Hello everyone, dear friends! With you as always Vladislav Stishenko. Today in the first part of the video there will be recommendations for one of the coins, which I have now paid attention to and am starting to gain positions. In general, I will share my thoughts on the topic of altcoins and Bitcoin. In the second part, we will analyze all this hate around the Binance exchange, stablecoin Boost, as well as the BNB token. In the third part, we will summarize the results of 2022 and also analyze one of the possible scenarios for 2023. The video will be as always interesting, positive and useful. Right now, put a fat huge like in advance and we'll get started. So friends, the coin that I have just paid attention to is called APTOS. I've been following her since the listing. It then cost about $9. Now the coin has rolled back 3x's and cost about $3. I have already made my first purchase for a certain part and will continue to buy more in case of further immersion, further correction, which is logical in principle if Bitcoin goes even lower. But again, as they say, when we're in the moment, we do not know the future. And when we buy, it always seems expensive. When we sell, it always seems cheap. Here we already have to make some long-term decisions. That is, for a long term now, I'm accumulating Bitcoin and making some altcoins purchases. And I understand that APTOS is the coin that I still want to add to my cryptocurrency portfolio and started doing it. So let's figure out what is APTOS. This is another miracle of the blockchain, another killer of Ethereum, Solana, Polygon, and Avalanche. But seriously, I read somewhere on one of the news websites that admin's goal is of course to surpass the Ethereum and Solana blockchain. Let me remind you that Solana now has a bandwidth of, in my opinion, 120,000 transactions per second. Then in the case of APTOS, a bandwidth of 150,000 is declared. In general, APTOS should be cooler than Solana. Well, considering now this whole FTX story, the fact that Solana is flying upside down will most likely fly further. Then APTOS, I think, can compete with those projects, those blockchains that exist today, and accordingly, it will be possible to make good money on this. Among the investors of this project, there is a Binance, there is also a scam FTX, then Coinbase, and PayPal even appear here. In general, I think that at the next bull run, this project can show itself pretty well. And if you remember the story with Matic and Solana, they also appeared on the bear market in the last cycle. There was a long price consolidation, after which we saw dozens of X's on the bull run. Perhaps APTOS will not be an exception, and we will see an interesting value for this coin. The leaders of this project were the leading developers in their departments of Libra blockchain, Meta company. After the SEC wrapped up this whole story, then, in turn, APTOS appeared after a while. In general, I think this is a good coin to add it to your cryptocurrency portfolio and wait for the access of access. Now about the other altcoins. Globally, it has already become clear to many that altcoins simply do not really have a bottom, especially in the bear market. One of the coins that now clearly stands out, which we bought with you at one time, which is holding up well, is Toncoin. I think that this coin will fully reveal its potential during the bull run. So you should hold it. The second coin that we bought with you at the time, and which did not meet our expectations, is called TKO. Let me remind you, this token of the Indonesian exchange, among whose investors there is Binance. Just recently, information was confirmed that Binance has increased its share of ownership of this exchange, about 90% now. Binance is already a full-fledged administrator of this Indonesian exchange, and in my opinion, there is a chance that this coin can unlock its potential and give access of access. Because, let me remind you, those projects that Binance acquires are often one way or another are show themselves on term. The same example is TVT, which after listing after buying by Binance, made just dozens of access. Perhaps Toko Crypto will not be an exception. Therefore, those people who hold this coin have a chance. Those people who do not have this coin, take a closer look. It may be worth adding a small part of the amount as a highly risky investment in your cryptocurrency portfolio. Now about Bitcoin. In my opinion, it is already a good price to start buying digital gold. I have already started doing this, and in principle, I am waiting for a more interesting value in case of further market immersion. In my opinion, there is now a huge amount of FUD, hate news around the crypto. Many people are leaving this market, and this is a very good sign to conclude that we're already close to that most cherished bottom. In my opinion, we should see some kind of rebound, after which, when people already believe that the market has turned around and it's time to fully enter the market, here we can see an update of some record bottom in this bear market. If there is a rebound in the near future, then I will most likely fix the positions that I'm gaining now and wait for further immersion. I have some positions that are right for a long term, which are already waiting for the next bull run. Well, there is also stable coins that I keep and which I have already started using today. We go into the second part of the video, namely the hate around the Binance exchange. Recently there have been a lot of FUD news that Binance will soon become a scam, that they have problems with reserves, that the main reserves are Boost, as well as BNB token, that the audit they passed is complete nonsense. In general, in my opinion, there is always a risk, and in the crypto, it is better to be paranoid and once again be safe, than to be a person who negligently behaves and keeps all the money on the exchange, because it is supposedly convenient. But still, I think that Binance will not become a scam. Of course, the credibility of all these exchanges after the FTX scam was significantly shaken, and many people began to withdraw their money, and this is actually the right decision. Binance is still a tough nut to crack. I think that this whole story will pass, and everyone will use the Binance as well. But in my opinion, now we have a good time to exit the BNB token. At the time, I remind you that I recommended this coin when it cost about $10 more. Video through video, I said that this is worth accumulating this coin for a long term, and which in turn made about 60x on the bull run. Such a good result. To date, given the cost of BNB, I think it's a good idea to get out of this coin, for example, into the same Bitcoin, because at high, the BNB token cost $600 approximately. In the case of Bitcoin, we have seen the value above $60,000. Bitcoin to date has made back somewhere minus 4x's, then BNB has minus -x2.5 and even less. In general, even in a pair to Bitcoin you can make access. In my opinion, BNB at one time may cost $1,000 if everything is okay with the Binance, but at the same time, it will already be on a certain bull run, when Bitcoin will cost $60,000–$70,000 or even $100,000. It's not worth waiting for any fixes in BNB paired with Bitcoin. Again, there is some kind of probability x2. No more. Now about the Boost stablecoin. I personally keep them in my cryptocurrency portfolio on the Ethereum blockchain, because they're under some kind of protection, some kind of regulation issued through Paxos company. In the case of Boost, which are released on the BSC blockchain, Polygon, Avalanche, these are all some kind of wrappers that are issued by Binance itself. And if God forbid something happens to Binance, then accordingly it will happen with Boost, which is released on these blockchains. Now it will not be superfluous to be safe, although I think that this hate will pass after some time, and everything will be okay with Binance. I really hope so, because if the Binance turn into a scam, it will be just an apocalypse for the entire market. Let's move on to the third part of the video, and let's summarize the results of 2022. This year really was such a real, bearish, difficult year for many people, and if ordinary people were shaved in the last bear market, who managed to earn some access on altcoins, 50, 100 access on all sort of shit coins, then they just shaved off all these access. Those people who have not fixed this growth. Then in this bear market, institutional investors and the very market makers that everyone was talking about have already been shaved. The same Alameda, large funds with hundreds of millions of dollars in capital, billions of dollars. Some of them, let's say, have gone into oblivion. Let me remind you, this is Scam Luna, this is the FTX, Alameda, and other companies that went with the trailer. What conclusion should be drawn? You should never lose vigilance. Keep money in your accounts. When we see the crazy access, the crazy growth that we saw on Bull Run, do not forget to take profits and accumulate first of all fundamental coins and stocks like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, and others. In my opinion, 2023 will be the year of regulation. The SEC has ironclad reasons and more than one. This is a scam of FTX, Luna, and other large funds. To begin to regulate this market more strictly, tighten the screws. And even in one speech I saw somewhere that the crypto is, in their opinion, the Wild West. And it's time to put things in order here. Those projects that carried out ICO, IDO, IEO are under the gun, and they can selectively come to any of them and say that they're a security. In the event of such a situation, I think it's no secret that most projects will turn into a scam, or roll back by 99%. In this case, if they come and knock on major projects, they can manage with some fines, somehow solve the issue. If the project is of second, third grade, average capitalization, then there are huge risks. In my opinion, in 2023, we need to focus on buying Bitcoin and the maximum fundamental coins. In the case of some shitcoins, you need to wait. There will still be time for this. The hour will come when Bitcoin will grow, and altcoins paired with Bitcoin will fall. And then it will be possible to collect all sorts of shitcoins and wait for access of access. In any case, I think 2023 will be the time when it will be possible to accumulate positions for free capital, prepare for the bull run, and the future tens and hundreds of axes of profit that you and I have already earned, and of course we will earn again. Also, friends, I wish each of you all the best to you and your families, to achieve all your goals, a bag of access, and everything that you wish for yourself. Thank you so much for your views, likes, comments, and for your feedback. I will try to continue to please you with high-quality recommendations on the topic of cryptocurrencies and earnings, which I hope will soon lead us to even more access and earned money. So friends, give me feedback in the comments. Did you like this video and was it useful? Write what you think about APTOS. This is a promising coin or scam, as well as the market as a whole now. Also share your thoughts on the future value of Bitcoin. Will we still fall, or are we already at the bottom? And it's time to buy. It is interesting to read your opinion. If you liked the video, it was useful to you, then put a fat like, subscribe and press on bell. In the description there is a link to my Telegram channel. I dump a lot of valuable, interesting, useful information there. You definitely need to be there. Thank you all so much for watching. See you and bye.